Good morning, everyone. Just wanted to welcome all of you and wanted to remind everyone that this meeting will be recorded. And so we will share the recording sometime in the next week after the meeting is over. So just keep an eye out for your emails, and it'll also be shared on the PAC website. So first, we will start with our updates from the executive board. So first, I'm up, and I just wanted to again remind everyone that we have a PAC t-shirt design contest going on. And if you haven't seen our lovely t-shirts this year, I'm calling one of our technology people up here who is wearing our lovely t-shirt just to model it for us. He didn't know. He didn't know it was going to be a supermodel. So we have to go right up here in front of the camera and turn around, spin around for us. And there you go. Thank you. She's such a good. Thank you. But just wanted to show you what our current design looks like. So many of you have had the opportunity to purchase this shirt, so we thank you for that. But we would like to also refresh that design for the upcoming year. So we do have this design contest going on, and it is open to IMSA students and families. So if you have a design you'd like to send over, deadline is March 19th. You'll see that the specs are on this sheet, but it's also on the website. So just go to imsapac.org and you can find all the specs there too. The first place prize is $100 and second place prize is $50, like I said. Yeah, IMSA students are also open to that, and we all know that teenagers would probably love to have a little extra cash in their pocket. So encourage you to go ahead and encourage them to submit some designs, as well as all of you. Okay, and also a reminder that the PAC Executive Board elections will be coming up. We are currently seeking nominations for members for the incoming board for next year. So again, you have till March 31st to nominate yourself to serve on the board. You can either go to the website, the PAC website, or scan this QR code. The nominations will be announced in April, and voting will end April 30th. And you'll be able, each current parent guardian will be able to vote for up to 4 candidates, and also be able to nominate candidates for the junior and senior parent representatives. And then in May, we will announce the incoming board. So as a reminder, you're not running for a specific position on the executive board, you're running for one of the 4 positions. So the top 4 vote getters will be elected into that board, and then amongst those 4 people, they will discuss amongst themselves who will take on each role. And then they will appoint the parent representatives for sophomore, junior, and senior. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us, info@imsapac.org. We'll be glad to answer any of your questions. And if you're curious about what's all entailed in being part of the executive board, you can feel free to reach out to any of the current executive board members. We'll be glad to chat with you also. So again, if you have any questions, you can email about the elections, you can email election@imsapac.org. And also, if you don't necessarily want to be part of the executive board, but you still want to be involved, there's so many ways that you can do that. And one of them is chairing one of the committees for the upcoming school year. So I think we've mentioned some of the committees have parents of seniors this year. So they do really need some help moving forward. One of the big ones is Friday Fest, because that's being chaired by 2 parents of seniors. So if we do not have anybody to take that on, we may not have Friday Fest for next year. And then I think you might hear from some of the students about where's our food, you know, because they've come to know that event. So again, there's not a limit as to how many chairs for each committee. So I think you guys have heard, many hands make light work. So technology team over here, they rock. I'm going to clap for them, but they have a ton of chairs. But that is cool because they're able to kind of split up the load, and they've done a terrific job doing that. I just commended them today because they got this set up in like less than 10 minutes. So, you know, really, if you've got a good group of people that are ready to help, and then it also helps too, there are multiple chairs. if, somebody's got commitments and needs a little bit of help, it helps out with that.
Kudos to Jim. Yeah.
Yeah. And Charlie was just saying kudos to Jim. Jim is at coaching the Science Olympiad today. So hi out there in Science Olympiad land if you are listening in. So again, please reach out to us if you're interested in chairing one of the committees. We'll be glad to answer any questions you may have on that. And right now and I just wanted to also say, right now is a good time for anybody that's interested in chairing a committee to go ahead and get connected, because then you can actually shadow some of the current committee chairs and kind of get that information to transition into next year. Okay, and then I also wanted to remind everyone about IMSA's gift policy. So this policy is available on our website. So just wanted to remind everyone that there's the policy of you're not able to give gifts as an individual because this is a state agency. However, we do have ways, because we know based on the past that IMSA parents are very generous and want to show their gratitude to the staff and faculty here at IMSA. So we have provided ways that you can do so through the PAC. Since we're an organization, we're able to do that. So one of our gift giving options is Technology Toolkits campaign, which I'll go to in more detail right after this, but also Teacher and Staff Appreciation Week that's coming up in May. Some good ways to do that is to help out. So you can volunteer, you can email hospitality@imsapac.org. Anna is one of the ones that is going to be helping out with coordinating some boots on the ground here, like on site, but she'll also be able to help coordinate some of the volunteers that can help plan. So again, this is one of those things that you don't necessarily have to be local to help out with. There's ways for you to get involved, even if you are out there in Carbondale or, in downstate. So feel free to email hospitality@imsapac.org. And also you can donate funds that will be used towards Teacher Appreciation Week, because some of the events usually are geared towards providing some food for staff and faculty. So that's one way. And also IMSA Fund for Advancement of Education. They have different initiatives too that you can donate to. So if you scan that QR code, all that information is available. So like I'd mentioned, Technology Toolkits is one of the ways that we're gifting to IMSA. So after the last meeting, Dr. Glazer and I had an opportunity to kind of chat a little bit about technology set up here for being able to do the hybrid meetings. So we kind of chatted a little bit about how IMSA could possibly use that same type of technology. So we thought, hey, this would be a great way to be able to provide them with some tools to then utilize in different ways they can use it potentially for the classroom, or being able to offer some hybrid meetings. So we as a PAC have already donated $1,200 worth of that technology, which includes webcam, the web speaker and microphone, which I'm gonna hold up. This is what it looks like. I call it the hockey puck because it reminds me of a hockey puck, and also a tripod. So again, we've already gifted 10 sets. So the wish list is 50 sets so that they can have that handy again if there's any kind of ways to use it for their classrooms. And I just realized that I'm missing a slide that I was going to add in here. But if you go onto our website, it actually we have the Amazon wish list available on there. So you can purchase directly from the Amazon wish list. So when I send out the recording, I'll also send out the link that shows you step-by-step how to do that if you wanted to purchase off the Amazon wish list. Bless you. But that also provides with a way you don't have to purchase a whole toolkit. You can purchase just a speaker or the tripod or the webcam, and all of them separately are pretty affordable. They range from like $20 to $50 a piece. And the whole kit itself, which is again, tripod, camera, and speaker, is $150. So we figured that if enough people pitch in, that 50 sets or however many everybody comes together to purchase, I'm sure they will be grateful for that. And then there's also, if you don't want to purchase off Amazon, there's also a way to donate towards that campaign. And that link is on the website as well. And then whatever funds are donated to that, we will purchase additional toolkits for IMSA. And then also a reminder, if you are purchasing off the Amazon wish list, go ahead and select the IMSA PAC gift registry. And then that is going to be sent directly to the principal's office. So directly to Dr. Akwaji Anderson's office. So they will collect all of these and manage the toolkits as they come. Okay. Also wanted to encourage everybody to visit our website. Again, it's imsapac.org, and under helpful resources, we have a lot of different links. So a lot of questions stem from where can we find information, especially information on a PAC's website or IMSA's website. So we try to add the links here, and then also they shared like parent day sessions, the CAC and SIR sessions that were out there. The links to those, the links to those recordings are on there, but also for Parent Day, like the CAC Q&A, there's also the written questions and answers that they provided. And so those are on there as well, along with some other things. So that's also constantly being updated. So if there's information you think that would be helpful to put on there, please reach out to us and let us know. Okay. Also, there's a call for volunteers. We're looking for 6 sophomore or senior parent volunteers to help for check-in table at College Day. And that's Saturday, April 22nd, all morning. And then our PAC session is right after that. So we will reward you with some refreshments. So that will help, you know, that. But it will be very helpful if some of you could come and volunteer and help them out because the College Day is for juniors and their parents. And as I'd mentioned, another way you can help out is Teacher Appreciation Week, which is May 8 to 12 this year. So again, that's to help us show gratitude to the faculty and staff who are with our children every day. So I'm going to joke around about this because there's a bunch of teenagers. So you have your own teenagers. So just imagine being the adults here with 600 teenagers. Yes, with all the teenagers. So that's just a way for us to say thank you for watching over the 600 some teenagers roaming around campus. So again, requests for volunteers. Some of the essential things is before the week to help come up with ideas for the faculty and staff appreciation week. And then during the week, if you are local or if you're able to get here, to help on site at IMSA to carry out those ideas. Okay, so if you email us, we'll get you in touch with Hannah, who will help you get coordinated there. And also, this request was sent to us from Emma Wilson, who is in charge of the lead program here at IMSA. They have a request for evaluators. So the Leadership, Education, and Development lead is looking for evaluators for this year's Student Leadership Exchange, SLX, which is happening on April 26th. So basically as an evaluator, you'll join them in listening to the class of 2025's projects, running different topics. So you can be an evaluator both in person or virtually. Their preference is in person, but if you're able to help out either way, yeah, feel free to scan this QR code that will take you to the form in order to participate. And Emma's email is on the bottom left of this slide if you want to contact her if you have any questions. Okay. And again, if you have any questions as we're going through any of this information, feel free to put it on the chat or unmute. We do have it set for everybody to be automatically muted as you come in, but feel free to unmute if you have any questions. Okay. And another thing, based on some of our meetings, especially our parent representative meetings, there's been parents who've been curious. They want to hear from other parents who have had children that have come through IMSA before and how the experience is. So we've invited some parents of IMSA alumni to come and join us in April. So I really do hope that some of you will be able to join us. If you're local, I hope you're able to come to campus and say hello to them in person. And if you live a little further, I hope you're able to join us via Zoom. So far, we have 11 confirmed parents, and we're still waiting to hear from quite a few more. So it's going to be a great discussion because we'll have a variety of experiences available. So you'll have the opportunity to ask them questions, and you also have the opportunity to get information from them of life while their kids were at IMSA, but also after IMSA, how they're doing, and also hear their experiences. And a lot of the questions that we've been hearing center around the college application process and scholarships. So this is a great way to ask them about that, because we will have a varied experiences and also the types of colleges and things that their kids have done beyond IMSA. So I really do hope you'll join us for that and start thinking about those questions, because we will send out that call for questions so that we can help them also get better prepared before they come here to make sure that they're able to get that information out. But also we'll have that opportunity for you to kind of mix and mingle with them beforehand and after the meeting or the session. So please feel free to join us. I want to remind everyone that our April 22nd PAC session will actually start at 1 p.m. So it will be after College Day, but we plan to have some refreshments here before that. So parents of sophomores and seniors, if you want to come before that, you'll have an opportunity to chat with other parents, get some food, get settled in before our session starts. Okay. And I also wanted to point out that those parents of alumni, a lot of them are from recent years, class of 2020 and on, but we do have some parents like from 2017 as well, and also some of them have alumni and current students. So they can actually tell you like what the differences have been like in their experiences from that. And we purposely chose parents of more recent graduates, because I think we've all kind of chatted a little bit about how some of that college application process kind of changed after the pandemic. So we want to make sure that some of the information that you're getting is a little bit more true to the time as well. Okay, so next we'll have updates from our treasurer.
Good morning. This is Jen. If you'll go to the next slide for me, please. And the next slide after that. Yeah, that one. So our current checking balance is $53,195. Our savings has not changed except for a few cents that we're earning on interest. And our total cash assets at the end of February, $76,199. If you'll go to the next screen for me, please. This is our income year to date. We are on target for the income that we've received. The only thing that we're still waiting on is for the miscellaneous senior banquet tickets that we will be reaching out to senior families who have not registered here in the next couple of days to give them the last opportunity to purchase their tickets, because as of April 1st, we will be closing registration. If you'll go to the next slide for me, please. These are our expenses year to date. We're also on target with our expenses. I don't expect anything unusual to happen between now and the end of the year. I wanted to remind hall parents, if you were a wing parent or a hall parent, if you could submit your receipts. If you have any expenditures that you want to be reimbursed for the PAC, we still have funds available for the refund of those gifts to the students during the year. If you'll go to the next slide for me, please. We have 2 round trip downstate bus trips remaining. The senior banquet, like I said, the final date to purchase tickets is April 1st. We will be selling any unclaimed tickets to the wait list after April 1st. Technology toolkits, the first delivery was made on Thursday, and I do believe another delivery will be made on Monday after the weekend. If you'll go to the next slide for me, please. And again, just a reminder, I am starting to put together gift baskets or boxes or bags for Teacher Appreciation Week. If you can, please consider writing a hand note to put in these bags. It would be great if we could have something personalized in each one of them. We're looking for 250 or more handwritten notes, and you can get a hold of us at IMSA-PAC. At info@imsapac.org. If you want to help contribute to that, you can handwrite them at home in your own time and mail them to me, and we'll make sure we get those in all the gift baskets. If you'll go to the next slide. And that's it for me. Have a great weekend, all.
Great. And then actually I wanted to call on Anna to kind of talk about the supplies that she brought over today.
No problem. Hi, everyone. I brought over some supplies to help Jen out because I thought it was 200, but it's 250 now. So now I'm sweating even more. So I took some pictures. There's supplies out there. If every parent could please get like 5 to 10 cards, and you don't want to do them now, like Jen said, you can send them to her at home, or I have a box that you could just drop them off. I'm going to try to be here tonight for the play because a lot of parents are coming to that. So I'll be here until the play, the parents go in and then I can go. Yes. In general. So be creative. You know, I have 2 parents over there right now that they have like 1 million markers on their table. And I'm so proud of them because they took the initiative and they're helping right now. So I have 10 right here. So
that's 5, 10, 15.
I have 10 here.
So basically, she's saying you guys have to finish 25 cards before you.
That's your
She's gonna
exit
let you
ticket.
go.
That's your exit ticket.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you
and
all.
just as a reminder too, if you are doing them from home, if the card size could not exceed 4 by 6, that'd be great. You don't have to have envelopes unless you want to include the envelope, but if you have just some spare note cards laying around and would like to write a thank you or an inspirational quote, that would be great. Thanks all.
I also wanted to add too, if you wanted to get your kids involved, that's a great way to kind of encourage them to also show their thanks. And I wanted to also remind parents that you can tell your kids too that right now we're in Into and there's a maker space over here and they have some fun little tools like I don't know if it's Silhouette or the Cricut, but they have some of that here. Some of us that are crafters here that are salivating because we want to go play. But so that there's tools for them that they can actually use to create those cards. And we know we've got some really creative students here, so great. And you know, and we can also tell them that's a really inexpensive way to show their gratitude. Thank you. Okay. And Rashmi, are you on? Okay. I'm not sure if she's hopped on the call yet, so I will share. Her next upcoming meeting for the sophomore parents is Tuesday, March 14 at 8 p.m. Feel free to scan this QR code or go on the PAC website to find the link to that call. Okay. And Maitri, have you joined us, Maitri?
Hi, good morning. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great.
All right, just a quick update for the junior parent rep meetings that we've been having. All of the meetings that we have had so far, a lot of good discussion has happened, and we enjoy all the parents who can attend these meetings. The structure I have kept in these meetings are generally, very casual, collaborative, candid kind of discussion that happens. A lot of us have been talking about standardized test, the IMSA college profile, Naviance navigation, GPA, college apps. So a lot of good discussion happens, and also our academic committee also joined these meetings. So we can really take good advantage of these meetings. So I encourage you, if you are available on typically third or fourth Tuesday nights between 8:30 to 9:15, please do take advantage of these meetings and come and share your thoughts. And the other thing that I wanted to reinforce, the reminder was, please do take advantage of the IMSA panel meeting that will happen, like Maria said, April 22nd, right after the college day event. Because this was something that a lot of us was wanting to have through our rep meetings, but this will be a consolidated format, which I am really looking forward to. So those were really what I wanted to share with the folks here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Maitri. And again, if you want to scan the QR code here, it'll take you to the junior parents page where you'll find out more information about the upcoming meetings. And then Piyush, I'm not sure if you're on the call, Piyush. So for our senior parents, your upcoming meetings are Thursday, March 9th at 8 p.m. And scan the QR code here or go on the PAC's website under senior parents and you'll find the link to that call available there. Next, we'll have updates from our committees. First is academic.
So I'll give the update for the academic committee. My name is Sonia Harrington. I am a parent of 2 sophomores and serve on the academic committee where we meet once a month with the principal to kind of just go over any academic matters she wants to bring to the attention of the parents. And we wanted to just remind everyone about the list of peer tutors that are available to our students. I believe these are posted in their residence hall so that they can get a list of who they can contact if they need some additional tutoring from their peers this spring semester. And then our next slide is to just give some updates on events that are coming up. As you can see here, we've got April 12th. There'll be the mandatory SAT for juniors testing and the PSAT 10 for our sophomores. April 22nd, as we've heard, is the college day for our juniors and our junior parents. And that's, again, an opportunity for our sophomore parents to help volunteer and help out at the registration desk there. And then May 8th through the 12th is when our students will be taking some AP exams. May 27th, we're looking to have the final exam study help session. I think that's the one where we provided some pizza last time. So I think we're looking forward to doing that for our students. They really enjoyed that, having a little pizza session while they're studying. And then the last date to put on your calendars is May 30th through June 1st. Our students will be taking their final exams.
Thank you for all that. And we will be, again, sending out these slides as well as having them on the website. So if you didn't jot down all those dates, don't worry, we'll have them available for you. Thank you, Sonia.
You're welcome.
Okay, next we have updates for Friday Fest. And Carrie and Melissa were unable to join us today. So I will share their updates for them. They've made the decision to cancel the March 24th Friday Fest event. So I'm sure you probably all seen the email that went out. They had difficulty getting some food donations and parent volunteers for the January event. And we've also, had some more opportunities for parents to volunteer and donate. So, the consensus was that some parents were getting a little bit burnt out with the food donations. So everybody just gear up for Luau. Luau is huge, like very huge. And think of it as just like the last big party for everybody on campus. And that's in May. So they will be needing a lot of help. Friday Fest will be needing a lot of help in planning for Luau. So if you could just make sure as that event gets closer, they'll have the emails that will go out as to different ways you can help to volunteer and also donate food. And that will be on Thursday, May 25th. So again, they will be needing all hands on deck. So they'll be feeding 700 plus people. So lots of volunteers and food will be. Okay. And again, I know you guys have heard this multiple times, but it is very important for us to remind everyone again that Melissa and Carrie are parents of seniors. So Friday Fest has been going on for, I'm not even sure how many years, but for quite a few years. So in order for the tradition to continue, we'd love to see some parents step up and help to make sure that that goes on for next year. So the reason why we are, really encouraging parents who are interested to step up now is because there is some planning that goes on during the summer, especially for setting up the dates and all of that. So we do know that there's parents of sophomores that will be incoming that may want to help out, and that'll be great. But if we wait for the parents of sophomores, it'll be kind of late in the timeline to get things planned. So if a few parents of current sophomores and juniors can step up, that'd be great. And then you guys can pass along the other fun stuff for the parents of sophomores to do. I didn't say that, right?
It's just a secret.
It's a secret. Okay. Anyway, so regional representatives committee. I'll give the update for Susan. Or Susan, are you on?
I'm on.
Okay, good.
Hi, everybody. So we have committee chairs for next year. I'd like to thank Elena Miller and Robin Schroeder, who have signed on to be our committee chairs. We also have Region 3, Region 4, and Region 7 with parents signed up to be regional reps. If you can go to the next slide. We have Region 1 that's still available with Rockford, Rock Island, Ottawa. Region 2, which would be Peoria, Bloomington, Galesburg. Region 5, East St. Louis, Centralia, Carbondale. Region 6, the North Chicago suburbs like Buffalo Grove, Arlington Heights. Region 8, the far south Chicago suburbs like Joliet and Tinley Park. Region 9, West Chicago suburbs like Naperville and Aurora. And Region 10 would be Evanston and Chicago City Center. I just encourage anybody, if you're doing anything else, if you're on another committee, or if you just want to volunteer but don't have a lot of time, regional reps are a great way to get involved and meet new parents. You're basically just going to set up the summer picnics. It's a great way to meet other parents from your regions, kind of get those connections made, and help all those incoming sophomore parents with any questions or concerns they have before the school year starts. Next slide, please. If you can kind of zip through those, I put the map on there if anyone has any questions. You feel free to reach me at region1@imsapac.org. I can give you a little bit more advice about how being a regional rep goes and what's entailed with it. But I just encourage you guys all, regional picnics are a great way for incoming families to meet and also make those connections on people in your regions. I don't know how many times we've had my child forgot contact solution at home and someone else from that region is like, oh, I'm going to IMSA. So it's a great way to connect. Thank you.
And I don't think any other parents relate to any kids forgetting anything. They're gonna-
Mine does
without-
all the time.
Thank you very much. Okay, next is our updates from Senior Banquet Committee. And then Jen, are you still on? Are you able to cover this?
Yeah, sure. Just a reminder, Senior Banquet is June 2nd. There'll be a photo opportunity at the beginning of the evening with ISP, and then we'll roll into dinner and dancing for the rest of the night with some great entertainment lined up. Tickets are currently on sale. If you'll scan that QR code, it'll launch the registration. And tickets registration will close April 1st. If you'll go to the next slide for me, please. We are sold out of extra tickets, so we are currently on a wait list. If you will be contacted here probably the next week or so if you are already on the wait list, because we do have some families who have let us know that they won't be attending. So look for the communication from us in the next week or so. If you'll go to the next slide. And then Robin, if you're on, I'll let you take over from here.
Hi, my name is Robin Schroeder. I'm building the Senior Banquet slideshow for all the seniors. We have 16 right now, and I know that we have many, many more seniors than that will attend the banquet. So if you are a parent of a senior, please remember to send your child's photos. So you can send, I believe it's up to 6, all the way from when they're a baby kind of to current. And then you can go to the same website that was on the QR code earlier to see the details, where to send it and how many pictures and the details of sending those pictures. So please remember to do that. It's turning into a good slideshow.
And Robin, you did say that if they're still waiting on senior photos, they can send you what they have currently, right?
Sure. Also, if you're not attending the banquet, you can still send your photos. That slideshow gets, kind of archived, sent, and some of them are online. So don't hesitate to send them even if you don't attend.
Thank you, Robin. Okay. Next, we have updates from Student Life Committee. Susan?
Hi, everybody again. Student life was busy during Valentine's Day. If you go to the next slide. Our kids enjoyed some amazing homemade treats, store-bought treats, and I think every type of treat available. So I'm sure those were appreciated. And I wanted to say thank you to all of our wing parents for really coming through with the Valentine's Day gifts. Our upcoming events next week is Clash of the Halls. So going into spring break, I know there's a lot of wing dinners, hall dinners, pizza parties, and things like that planned around the Clash schedule.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then just email studentlife@imsapac.org if you have any questions. Okay, next we have some updates from IMSA representatives. So first we have student council. If you could unmute whoever is here to give student council updates.
Yeah, so usually it's Matrey and Jeffrey here, I think, but they can't make it. So my name is Zuyu, I'm on student council, and it's my first time giving updates to PAC. Before I start, I would say like everything you guys have done for us with all the trees and that, we really appreciate it. So thank you guys so much. We only have a few updates for student council. First, we have bought an ice cream machine and it will be delivered here in like 2 to 3 weeks. So the ice cream machine will be ours, but the material that makes the ice cream, like the ice cream ingredients, that will be purchased by Lexington. And we'll work with Lexington to see like what is the schedule for providing students with ice cream. Do they get it for like a few days a week? Is it every day of the week? Special events and all of that, we'll work with Lexington on that. And then student council and class club applications for next year have been released. So if you want to tell your kids to go apply, feel free. And then recently, the Big SIP program held an event for upperclassmen to give advice to sophomores who are going into junior year, because junior year is a big year, a very important year, and there's a lot of things that upperclassmen, especially the seniors, have to say to help out the underclassmen. So what I'll be doing is throughout this weekend, I'll be compiling those notes and advice and sending out a list of all of the wisdom from upperclassmen to all of the sophomores through email by the end of the weekend. And lastly, student council is pushing for more like spaces open in the main building, especially with like you guys said, Clash coming up. There's a need for like bigger spaces for people to practice for like drill and all of that, dancing, or just study in general. And the last thing is that we have gotten new TVs in the main building for events or just watch some TV shows or gaming. And those are all of our updates for student council.
Thank you. Well, for the first time giving us updates, you've done a wonderful job.
Great
So
job.
thank you, thank you, thank you. And when you mentioned ice cream machine, you should have seen all of our mouths of water.
We'll test it out for
Yes,
you.
you've got some volunteer testers for that. So thank you again for sharing those updates. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, next we have updates from the principal's office. So Dr. Akwaji Anderson.
All right, let me unmute myself so that I can get to that. Hi, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right, so I have a few updates. Let me get to my computer's doing some things here. I have a dark screen, so can you all see me or not?
We can see you, yes.
On the beach.
Yes, on the beach.
Yeah, I'm on the beach, yes. Yeah, faking it. Yep, okay. Well, it's great to be here. I have just a few, reminders and some announcements, starting with inclement weather. And I'm mentioning that because, yesterday, you all know that we had interesting weather forecast. And so, but hopefully, luckily, it turned out okay for us. But I just wanted to mention that we have a plan. Ms. Berger and I are very intentional about, making sure that we have a plan and we know what's going on weather-wise in case we have to make decisions. For example, sometimes we may need to make decisions about cancellation, delays, shortened schedules, hybrid or remote learning. But the good thing is, because we're so well practiced with using Zoom and hybrid these days, the weather, may or may not really impact academics as much. But that's still something that we need to keep an eye out for. So we have a plan. We have an, we refer to it as an EOP plan. It basically outlines what we do in case of inclement weather. And then, of course, we also have a plan for what happens related to academics. I also wanted to address, I keep getting questions, which is good. I keep getting questions from parents, but a lot of times it's the same questions. the CACs have been doing a really good job of responding to questions. They created the Q&A document that we talked about the last time to include some of those questions in it. So that information was shared with you, Maria, was emailed to Maria so that she can put it on the website. What I want to say though is for specific questions related to your student, please send an individual email to your student's CAC. And then you can also visit the IMSA website and the CAC websites to get additional information. Because again, we keep getting the same information, and a lot of times it's about your specific students. So to make sure that we're meeting everybody's needs, we need to encourage people to go to the website. And then when you don't have answers to your questions, of course, reach out. We're always there to help. I mentioned to you all the last time that we had put together an attendance letter that's going to go out to our students. Anna was going to help with translating the letter. I think I saw an email. Anna, are you here?
I'm here. I was able to find a professional translator because of grammatical. So she will be getting that letter today.
Okay, perfect. All right, that'll be great. So we will be sending that out. I'll be sending out an all academic newsletter this coming week. So hopefully we'll get that done, Anna, so that I can include it in the all academic or link it to the all academic letter. I have some, yes, thank you. I have some information about graduation. Usually, we have updates. So we call it the Graduation Attire Committee. We are going to have a representative from Academic PAC. DK Lee is going to serve as your PAC representative to that committee. We received applications, of course, from student groups. And so we established a criteria that was shared with you all in the past. And so this committee will meet to take a look at what was submitted and then approve or make some decisions from there. Cap and gown pickup is March 24th in the area right outside of the CAC office. And that would happen from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. So that's an important time slot to remember. The first senior meeting is March 21st at 4:30 p.m. And it's a mandatory meeting for all seniors. We have made an exciting decision. I think it's exciting this year because it's going to help take out some challenges that we had in the past. So we're not going to be distributing tickets for the graduation ceremony. We have enough space in the space that we're renting from NIU. And so we made that decision that we're not going to be distributing tickets. In the past, we had lots and lots of emails, in regards to not having enough tickets, not getting enough tickets. So this would avoid all of that. So we're excited about it. I just also wanted to remind everyone that the students would depart directly from NIU. They will not be returning to IMSA. So those are my quick updates today. As always, if you have questions, be sure to ask, put them in the chat, or I'll be here and I can answer questions.
Wonderful. So does anybody have any questions for Dr. Akwaji Anderson right now? Feel free to unmute if you do, or put in the chat. And if you do have any, as we continue on, feel free to go ahead and put it in the chat.
Yeah. Dr.
Oh,
Akwaji Anderson, could you repeat the time that the senior graduation meeting is on the 21st?
Okay, 1 second. And by the way, I forgot to say Manny's here because I know, some of you have a lot of questions. He can answer those questions if you need him to. So the senior meeting is March 21st at 4:30 p.m.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Dr. Akwaji Anderson.
No problem.
Next, we'll have updates from Katie Berger for Student Affairs.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to share a few updates with you this morning. First and foremost, the March Student Affairs newsletter came out yesterday via email. So definitely make sure you check that out. There is a variety of information, including a link to provide feedback to Lexington about the food service experience, as well as information on topics including housing, attendance, and a lot more. It was a longer one. I'm sure you all know, or you've heard already, because it's been mentioned a couple of times, that next week is Clash of the Halls. And so students do need to be in good academic standing and in good attendance standing for that specific day to be able to participate. So while we want our students to have fun in Clash, and admittedly it is like my favorite event of the whole year, that whole week, we can't let that participation be at the expense of their academic experience. So anything that you all can do to support your students through that and parent from afar would be much appreciated by our team. The halls will close on Friday, March 10th for spring break at 5 p.m. Your students, if they participate in Clash, will be very tired, even more tired than they typically are for extended, but we certainly hope that you enjoy your time with your students over break. After spring break, our students will actually engage in a couple of surveys that we facilitate annually, and those will happen during their Res Life programming slots. So it's the Diversity Climate Survey and the Challenge Success Student Survey. Both of these surveys provide the Academy with really robust data sets, and the Challenge Success Survey in particular, a lot of our sister schools in other states also utilize this survey, so it gives us a really great set of comparative data from like schools, which is really hard for us to come by. So it's really helpful when our students engage in those surveys and help really share information that is used to inform our work as the Academy. The response rate last year, if I'm being totally honest, dipped. I know for Challenge Success, it was like the lowest response rate we've had since we've been doing this survey for 5 years. And so we're really hoping to re-engage our students in participating in those. It's during a set time. We've just found that some of them are like, I'm doing this survey on my computer, when in actuality they're doing something else. So anything you can do to help us encourage their participation would be much appreciated. I did want to mention the April extended weekend, only because that extended weekend will occur before we meet again for PAC. And so the halls will close on Thursday, April 6th at 5 p.m. and reopen Monday, April 10th. If there's ever an extended in any year that people said, I didn't realize we had an extended, it's the April one. So I wanted to make sure that you all had that flagged, and just put a plug in that it's a great time to start bringing items home for the end of the year. So if you have cold weather supplies or things that you needed in the fall that you don't need anymore, have your students start to bring those home, and it helps make the move out process at the end of the year a little bit easier. I know some of you have been curious about the calendar for the 2023 and 2024 academic year. Absolutely understandable. I'm the same way. I wanted to share that the 2-page calendar, which is essentially all the dates about when school starts, when we have breaks, when school ends, that 2-page calendar will be reviewed and hopefully approved at the board meeting on Wednesday, March 15th. So a draft was shared at the February board meeting. Some of you may have seen it. That is not really a complete draft. So once it's approved in March, and it includes things like move-in and some details about extended closures and opening and closing times, hopefully on March 15th, we'll just blast that out to all of you so that you have it. But we're getting close. That should be ready very soon. I did want to share that as a state agency, I'm sure you know the majority of our funding comes from the state of Illinois. So Dr. Glazier, Dr. Akwaji Anderson, myself had the opportunity to travel to Springfield on February 23rd with a few of our other IMSA colleagues, as well as 3 IMSA students. So we had Raven McKelvin, Franklin Rangel, and Jason Quinn join us. And the students had the opportunity to speak to the House of Representatives Higher Education Budget Appropriations Committee, which is very cool. And afterwards, the representatives were so impressed with our students, they were literally lined up to talk to them. And Representative Nichols actually said it would be my honor to take the students onto the House floor. So our students got to be escorted by a state rep, be on the House floor, look around, take pictures, and even participate in a test vote, which is very cool. So I hope we were able to create a memorable experience for our students as we were continuing to do our advocacy work for the institution to make sure that we're getting our funding. So IMSA will travel back to Springfield for the Senate budget appropriations hearing later this month. I did want to mention in closing that I am not able to attend the April meeting. I'll be attending an event in Central Illinois, so I will have another staff member from Student Affairs present who can share updates and answer questions. And as always, I'm happy to answer any questions you may have now.
So Katie, it's Maria. I did want to, if you could also remind parents of seniors, since you had mentioned move out and like getting some things back home for move out, if you could just remind parents of seniors how that looks for the seniors.
Yes, absolutely. So graduation day is a busy day for our senior families. So our students really need to move out of the residence halls prior to graduation. So for some of our local families, they will choose to kind of that week leading up to graduation, really take the bulk of items home and just keep some minimal supplies on campus up until graduation. But if you live further away, that's likely not feasible for you. And so you will be planning to move out on either Friday afternoon, kind of between graduation rehearsal in the morning and senior banquet in the evening, or on Saturday morning. I don't want to misspeak on the time, and I don't have it in front of me, but I believe the time that we ask everyone to be out of the halls by on Saturday is noon. And so it makes for a bit of a busy morning if you still have kind of everything left, or if your student hasn't kind of worked ahead to be organized by the time you come to move out. So that ends up being a bit of a busy day for our seniors, but we do need everyone out of the residence halls by noon on graduation day. Time to be confirmed, but I'm pretty sure it's noon. We will have a kind of finger food type reception for families to participate in kind of between move out and when the students will load the bus to travel to NIU for graduation. The seniors will travel on buses with us. We want to make sure we have everybody, that they're lined up correctly, that they have everything that they need, and then they will travel home from graduation or to whatever location you choose with you or another member of their familial unit. So they will not travel back to IMSA or travel home with us.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions for Katie before we move on? Oh, Katie, just wanted to see if you could check, because a couple of us did not receive the student affairs email that you mentioned yesterday. So
All right,
Did
let me see what I can figure out right now. If I got
Okay,
help
so-
somewhere.
so okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, because there's a lot in it, so I want you to get it. So yeah, let me check on that right now. Thanks for
Okay.
telling me.
You're welcome. I was beginning to think maybe you just excluded me from the list, Katie. I'm kidding. Okay.
I would never do such a thing. Also, I don't even know how to do such a thing. So you're giving me too much credit.
Thank you. Okay, so next we have updates from Manny Donaldson from the College and Academic Counseling Office. Hi, Manny.
Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday to you.
Happy Saturday.
So a couple of things real quick. I just want to start off letting you know, as far as the parents of our sophomores and juniors, that course selection and registration is complete. We may have a handful of students who still need to meet with their CACs, but for the most part, most students are done, and that process ended on Thursday, and we'll do any cleanup over the next few days. And then sometime in the summer, as you know, they'll receive their schedule. And also for our junior parents, I wanted to remind you, we're continuing to do the family college conferences. So if you haven't set up a meeting with the CAC, please ask your child to stop by the CAC office to set up that meeting, to coordinate with you to make sure we get that done before April 21st. Because as you already know, College Day is April 22nd, and we really want everyone to participate in that. And now I want to talk a little bit about choosing a summer program. If you can pull up those slides, thank you very much. So This will be brief, but I just wanted to go over it because this is that time of the year that most of our students are looking for opportunities and thinking about summer plans. So I'd like to share a couple of helpful ideas. Next slide, please. Are you thinking about a summer program? This is to the students, and you just want to relay this information. They'll get this in an email, and we've already started meeting with some, talking with some of the students, doing recommendation packets and also referrals. So 3 things students should remember. 1, choose a summer opportunity that suits them, their family, and their interests. So also utilize the resources provided by the CACs and the CAC office. So a couple of those resources we put on Naviance. We post some of them outside our office, and many of them we send through emails, and some directly to students who have specific interests in specific majors that some of the programs offer. And when you find a summer program, we always tell the students to please let us know. And sometimes we hear about programs even through parents. Next slide, please. So some of the things we want to remind you, parts, just like any type of program, there's always an application process. So in some cases, some programs do have a tuition that needs to be satisfied. All of them will ask for a transcript. Remind the students they can request their transcript through Naviance. Our registrar, Mr. Abraham, he oversees that. He'll make sure they get a copy or get it sent directly to the program or the organization or college. All of them typically have some type of recommendation. Some it's a recommendation letter, other it may be a form to complete, and typically usually there's an essay to satisfy as well. Next slide. So some of those resources I put up here just so you have access to them. Some are like IACAC. This resource is on Naviance, but also this will go out to all the students on Sunday night, probably early Monday morning in an email. They have hundreds of summer programs. They categorize them. They list them in particular order. They have their application deadline dates, a brief summary about each program, but that's one resource. And if you go to the next slide, I want to give you an additional resource called teenlife.com. There's their URL up there. And like I said, I'll send this out in an email. I already have the email prepped. I just wanted to go over it first with parents and families, just in case there was any questions. But this is also another great resource for students to find some good, healthy, rewarding summer programs. Next slide. And also, once again, one of the best places to find out about summer programs is for the student to talk to their CAC. And just in case they don't know who their CAC is, I put that information up there again. That's also on our website. I think most students pretty much know who their CAC is and probably already working with them in some capacity, especially since we were wrapping up with the course registration and selection process. So, and there's a lot of great programs out there. And I want to say our students, lots of students are taking opportunities, which is great. I had probably this week in my office alone, probably up to a dozen students asking about programs, and several of them I completed recommendations for, and I'll finish probably about 5 this weekend that I have pending in my inbox. So this is a great opportunity. As you know, this is something that can go on the resume. This also gives them some pre-college experience, in some cases, some opportunity to do research, and also to find out more about the schools and some of the programs they offer. And that's it on summer programs. Now, I did want to do a quick reminder, if you go to the next slide, just do a quick plug and commercial about College Day. College Day is coming. It's probably one of our biggest events from the CAC office that we host every year. Once again, it's on a Saturday, April 22nd. Right now, we have 30 plus colleges committed. Ms. Molenhouse will oversee this year's College Day. So she'll be updating Naviance. You'll see a list of colleges on the homepage of Naviance. I believe she's already started that, or she said she would have it populated over the weekend. Our keynote speaker is Rick Biscoff, and he is the Vice President of Enrollment Management and Division at Case Western University. So we're excited about him coming. And as always, that day is going to be filled with a lot of activities, breakout sessions, and we're trying a couple of new things this year. We will have a panel for international students. That'll be one of our new items, and there'll be a couple of other items. And we're also possibly even going to invite some community colleges, because every once in a while we have a few students who want to start at the community college level. So our goal and our aim is to always listen to our students and to give them all the tools and opportunities in front of them to make the decision that's best for them, their financial situation and profile, and just their future goals and objectives. With that, I'll open up for any questions you may have about summer programs, college day, or just anything in general.
Does anybody have any questions for Manny? Are there any questions?
One quick question on the can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Sure, thank you. So for summer programs, for recommendation letters, whom the student should approach? Is it the CAC or is it the teachers or admin?
Yes, the student, in some cases, it may be one or the other, but they can start with their CAC. But some students do go to teachers, and even some of the teachers recommend certain programs and also refer the student themselves. So but they can always start with their CAC, and we can help them from there.
Sure, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we have any other questions for Manny? Manny, will you be on the call for a little bit longer in case anybody has questions?
No, I actually have to sign off, but you can just send the questions directly to me, and I will make sure I get back to them. All right, or to you.
Thank you very much.
All right, everyone, have a great weekend. Thank you very much.
You
Thanks, Manny.
too. Thanks, Manny.
Bye.
Okay. So thank you. And I wanted to direct everyone to the chat if you are on the call, because Ms. Berger just posted the link to the Student Affairs newsletter. So in the meantime, if the newsletter for some reason is not sent out by the time we send out the recording, we'll make sure to include a link to it as well. Okay. Thank you, Katie, for posting that in there. All right, so just wanted to remind you again, our website, we try to update it with as much information as possible. And I know Jen was asking for some of those dates because Dr. Kwaji Anderson was sharing, she was probably entering that on our website as we spoke. So go ahead and scan the QR code or just go to imsapac.org. There's a lot of great information in there. And also, if you have questions for any of the upcoming sessions that we have, or for any of the representatives, feel free to submit them on this form, but you're always welcome to ask them during the sessions, but it just gives them an opportunity to prepare if there are any questions that are coming up. And also, if you have any feedback for us about these PAC sessions, what you like from them, what you'd like to see us improve on or add for the upcoming year, that'll be very helpful for the incoming board to have. And then we talked a little bit about how you can give in different ways to the PAC and to IMSA by way of the PAC. So there's also a page on our website regarding that. Okay. So again, our next PAC session date is on Saturday, April 22nd. And again, note the start time will be 1 p.m. But as I mentioned, we will have some refreshments available on hand and a chance for you to mix and mingle with other parents. So we will be sending out more information about that closer to the date. Okay. And as was mentioned by Katie, the Board of Trustees meeting, the next one is on March 15th. Information about that is on here. If you scan the QR codes on here, it'll take you to those pages. Okay. And our general email is info@imsapac.org. If you have questions on anything that we've covered or don't know who to reach out to specifically, you can send it to that email and we will forward it on to the best person to answer your question. Okay, any last minute questions before we turn it over to our guest speaker today? No? Okay. So as she gets set up, just give us 1 second, but wanted to welcome Sue Fricano, who actually is in charge of Into, the lovely space that we are in today. And I know the official is Innovation Inquiry Program and Center Manager. Correct?
Yes. I kind of do a lot of different things, including internship, and then mentor a lot of students through projects that they want to do independently. I have students that come into me that want to develop programs for middle schoolers and then deliver them here. And unfortunately, because of COVID, we've had not a lot of that, but we're starting up again. So that's exciting and something that we will be continuing to do. So yeah, and we do summer programs here for middle schoolers as well in entrepreneurship and maker. So it's a fun time always here, something different every day. Yeah, so I'm here specifically today to talk about the internship program. So if you want to go to the first slide there. Oh, next one. Oh, well, they missed the first one, but it's basically the internship. That's okay. The internship program is connecting high school juniors and seniors with real world learning experiences. So our platform is we really, and I truly believe in this, and that's why I'm very passionate about it. It started probably when we opened up the center, and I have been here since the center opened up. A gentleman who led the entrepreneurship program kind of started it with startups. So a lot of the students would intern with startup companies and move through there, but it's expanded since then because we realized that entrepreneurship and startups are awesome, but we also want to get students experience in a lot of different areas. And we go directly to a lot of our alumni and parents for that. Networking, we're trying to communicate to the students, is one of the most important things that they can do. So just to kind of like 6 steps to the IMSA internship, I sent out an email for the students to register, even if they're just remotely interested. Because what I do is I do a job board. Probably for the summer, it'll go out end of March, beginning of April, and it will list anybody who's contacted me who's interested in having an intern just through word of mouth of our program, and also working with our alumni person here at IMSA, trying to put the word out and see if there's anyone. We try to get groups of students together so that they work on an internship together. It's usually a project. And it is a lot of work for the business mentors. I won't say it isn't, because they're working with their business and they're trying to develop a project that these students could do, who are, again, minors. So there's always some legality around that. But if they develop the project, and sometimes our students work with them to develop these projects. So it's a really, really good, impactful experience. It gives them great experience when it does happen. And it's building, so we're getting momentum. We do, the first thing when they come to me, I say, do you have a resume? Let's create a LinkedIn profile. And we talk about how to do that. I had my daughter actually do a workshop, and I sent it out before Christmas. She's a recent grad. Students want to hear from recent grads more than they want to hear from me. So it's nice to send her out. She works in New York. She's in fintech, so she's got a lot of the background. And she did a really quick workshop on resume building, creating a LinkedIn profile. And I sent it out to all the students, and they're like, "You did?" And I go, "I did." I know they get overwhelmed with emails, so I just send it to them again if they haven't seen it. But I'm usually here midday, open to anyone's come in and talk to me. So students who really want it, come in and talk to me, and we work on building their resume, creating a LinkedIn profile, working on teaching them how to network and build a community within LinkedIn, because that's so important right now. It's actually building communities, not necessarily groups, but building communities so they have like-minded things that they're speaking about. And that's what we do mostly there. I will send out again the job board, and we also encourage them to reach out on LinkedIn, talk to people, communicate, inquire. In the search in LinkedIn, you can put high school internships and a location, because in the summer, it's going to be close to wherever they live. So, and if they get something and they're having difficulty communicating, I'm more than happy to sit down with them and try and work with them to communicate to the company. A lot of companies are very willing to, even if you say business mentor, they're more willing to work with the students because it's not an internship. So we don't care about terminology. We're really just looking to get these kids a really solid experience. Once they get the experience, if they do want to go, they can go through the Into program and get 1 credit hour. It's non-graduating, but it does go on their transcript. So that during the summer, the requirements are that at least they work for the month, and then they have to submit a report and an infographic poster just explaining what they did, the impact, how they added value, that kind of thing. In the summer, my point of view is that they can work. Students need to make money. So if they get an internship that they're making money at, they can do it. During the academic year, it's a conflict of interest because they are at the school, they're working here. So they're not allowed to get paid during the academic year. So if you want to go to the next screen, the parental consent, once it's approved, I send all that information out. So there's like a little bit of steps. We go through security. Once we get the business mentor, especially during the academic year, to make sure that everything is safe for them to go out and work with them. If you want to go into the next one, I'll kind of keep going. We have 2 cohorts. We have an academic year cohort, which again goes September through April. It's done on I-days. We follow the same calendar basically, and almost the same information as SIR. So if you know SIR, this is the same kind of thing. They cannot do an SIR and an internship. They have to choose one or the other. I will say this year at the principal's office did allow someone to do it, but their academic standing was pretty high, so there was no issues. It's for rising juniors and seniors. So going into their junior year in the summer, they can do the program, and then junior and senior. Some students choose to do an internship and then in their next year do an SIR. So there's a good balance. They're required to do a proposal, a project proposal, which could change. So we usually meet at the interim and do a different proposal if they've changed up, or they just add to it. And then the final business report and infographic poster. Same as SIR, they present at IMSA, which is our community day presentation time, where they come and show what they've been doing on I-days throughout the school year. It's actually really fun, and the students enjoy it, and all the students that aren't participating come and see what they've done. So it kind of gets the next group ready to go, so which is really nice. And then we put everything, as long as it's good with the business mentor, and there's no a lot of times some of ours are startups, so they don't want something on Digital Commons. But if it's okay with the business mentor, we put their reports and their infographic poster on Digital Commons, which, if you don't know what that is, it is a kind of like an information source. It's a online repository. It's a place where the students can create a profile of everything they've done during high school. And it's really specific to IMSA because other high schools don't have it. Because we're in higher ed, all sorts of universities look at this. So if your student has a paper and they're publishing with one of our faculty, for example, it would be put on there. And we have actually a student who's doing an internship right now with one of our members of our library who oversees the Digital Commons. And she is doing an awesome job about getting the word out to other students that this is a great place to build a portfolio, just like a resume, basically, but universities can go directly in and see it. So it's awesome. And it's been in existence since about 2010. So it's, it's gaining momentum, and having a student, as we know, if it's the student's idea, they're more interested in doing it. So we know that, and I have learned that since I've been here. We also have a summer cohort, which basically starts in June and goes through August, 25 plus days. I'm saying like a month. I'm not real strict on that. It's really about the experience for them and getting the final business report. And I will say, like, if you look back in Digital Commons, most of the reports are really awesome of the places that we've worked. So, and the next slide, just some frequently asked questions that I get. Again, can you participate in SIR and internship? Nope. You can only do one or the other, unless you go to the principal's office, which they did this year. So by all means, I'm just following the rules. There will be internship opportunities available. I never know how many. I do actively seek them out from parents and alumni. So if you have any interest with your business of having an intern, you have a problem that you want solved, we can get a group of students together to work with you. We do virtual, hybrid, and in person. Really depends. We go downtown with SIR. This year we have, let's see, 3 students working with the state treasurer's office downtown, which is an awesome experience. They're learning coding, they're learning algorithms. it's a really, really good experience. And the treasurer's office has been awesome. They came and visited here, saw how great we were, and wanted to participate immediately. So it's been really good. We also have a couple of students that are in a financial company called 4170. This was an alumni who just graduated, and he made the internship up and presented it to his HR department. And because he knows the quality of the students that you get from here. And then they did a whole recruitment process and hiring, and they have been incredible. And these students are getting like an incredible work experience. And we have 2 students there. So I will say, you know, and these students really wanted it. So the student has to really want to do this, but it is an incredible experience. I think that it's the way a lot of companies are going. If they can come and start at the high school level and start getting these kids involved in all the tech and all the, you know, learning the coding and et cetera, that then they go to college. I mean, I see a vision of something way more where the schools or the companies rather are starting to fund some of these kids to go to college and then come out and work with them. But, you know, we're working on all those things. We're also trying to work on a career fair where it'll be small to start, but we're hoping to get it done this year. It'll be in here. It'll probably be alumni that come in and talk to the students. So in really popular areas, I sent out a form to the students and actually got a really great response about their interests. Computer science, AI, robotics was the #1, finance, entrepreneurship. These are like a medical, they were all in the top. So those are the focus areas that will get people in here to talk to them about. Let's see, registration for businesses. Yes. If you go under the website under internships, there's a link there. If some business wanted an internship, they can go on and register. I get it immediately, and then I phone them and talk to them about what they're interested in. And then the students can register there as well. And then we can go out to the next slide. It just gives you an idea of all of the different places that we've worked with. We've worked with a ton of startups. We've worked with a lot of different businesses. We have worked with 1871. They were a hub for a while. Our problem there was we were getting charged a membership fee to go in there. And it really wasn't, it wasn't worth the time. So a lot of times we get startups from 1871 who actually just contact us and do it virtually. So that saves us a little bit of money. The transportation, we do share with SIR to go downtown, and they have, you know, they drop them off right outside of wherever they're interning. So if they do get something downtown, we can usually work a transportation out. Treasurer's office, City of Aurora has taken, let's see, I think 4 interns this year. There's a great company, it's called APS Training, and they have a bunch of our students participating there, and they will pay them in the summer. Harish is a developer in downtown Aurora, and he has been awesome. We're working on partnerships with him because he does such a great job in the community. So yeah, and then the next slide just gives my contact information. So if you have any questions, you can contact me. It's better if, honestly, you get your student to contact me or come in and talk to me during midday, because I need to know that they're enthusiastic about it and want to do it. I really do kind of censor who goes out to certain companies, because I do want them to make a good impression so that we can build this program. Just as same as SIR, like there are requirements, and we want them to be like, if they go out into a business, you got to ask questions, you have to be professional, you have to show up on time, you can't skip, you know, certain days. So we are pretty strict with that. But otherwise, it's a really awesome program, and it is getting bigger. So we're very, very excited about it. And it's only going to grow. So yeah, if anyone has any questions, I'm more than happy to answer.
Do we have any questions from the audience before we read one from the chat? Okay, we don't have, yeah, okay, so they want to know, is the Into Job Board accessible to parents?
No. I guess I could make it accessible. I could give it to you guys to put up on your PAC site. So yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm fine with that. Probably end of March, beginning of April, I'll start. And actually I populate it pretty regularly. So if things come in, I put it in. So I tell the students to look all the time, but also encourage them to look as well. So yeah. Yeah.
If you have a student already enrolled in a summer program for June,
yes,
So they're only available in July and August?
Yeah,
Is that
well,
okay?
it's just like a month long. So if they can do a month, that's awesome. I will make exceptions as well, because I did have a student who interned with UIUC in Champaign-Urbana. It was near where she worked, and she worked as research doing, she wants to be a vet. So she was working, it was a 2-week thing, but it was really intense. And she did a great report. So, you know, there's always exceptions to the rule. We're more than willing to make it work for the students so they get the experience.
And then another question, Sue, is there an age requirement? For
Just junior, just rising junior and up. Yeah. It may change. I don't know. There's a lot of changes going on. And we're trying to make, I mean, I don't want to, you know, say things that I can't fulfill, but they are looking at different like terms, maybe a month long during intersession. So there's all sorts of ideas going around. So hopefully we'll have some more news.
I have another question.
Sure.
Do you know someone at a place like bowling?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Then can the student reach you to find out if you can?
Or they can reach out directly to the person, and then if they, you know, secure something, or if they're having problems, then I can help them with it. Yeah. Yeah. I really want to enable the student to do it, because I will tell you just from experience, you know, having 2 girls, both my girls are in college, and well, one's out. They have to do it on their own. Once you get to university, they do not want to, I know, because they didn't want to talk to me as much as I thought I was a nice person, and you know, you'd want to talk to me, but no, they're like, we know you have great intent, but we need to talk to your daughter. So I was like, I'm much better, really. We all know what it's like, but so it's better to enable them now and get them doing everything on their own right now. Yeah.
So the only thing would be, they just need to make sure if they want the internship credit to be through IMSA.
Yeah.
That they just have to make sure all of.
Yeah, the requirements are met through me. So the business mentor goes through a security check, and then they get a parental consent form because sometimes they travel. For example, Harish is he came to pick up the kids yesterday because I-Day got switched. And he took them down to his place in Aurora, and then he took them out to the Friday Fest because he's doing an app for downtown Aurora, and they're developing it. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, is that the first Fridays?
Yeah.
Do we have any other questions for Sue?
And you can email me too, questions. I've had parents email me and I respond back. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And finally I got in here. I had a lot of issues, but yeah, we made it. Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Thanks for letting us use the space.
Oh, for sure.
Really
Anytime.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Great work. Thanks. And as we mentioned, we parents are kind of jealous about makerspace. You may have to.
do it for parents like information.
Yeah.
I know Brian, he would be.
There you go.
Yeah.
That, we think we're.
Oh, yeah.
And then
do a little session right at the end of the talk.
We will need to do that.
That's a good idea.
Okay, so Grant is also at Science Olympiad today, but
Yeah.
we'll make sure to get in touch with him. Thank you. So, thank you. Yeah, we get our lovely. Okay, so, we will post this information, the recording, once the meeting or their session is done. And I apologize, I don't know what's going on with mine. Oh, we're frozen. Hold on. Our slide is frozen. Okay. Let me just do this. Okay, we'll try this again. There we go. Let's look at that working now. Okay. It doesn't want to play nicely. Oh, you know what? That was the last one. That's why. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. So all of you here that are in the audience, Anna says you have to make 25 cards before you can. Before you, just kidding. So we do thank you for joining us today. And just again, wanted to remind you and encourage you to come next month, April 22nd. I know you may be tired of seeing, well, kind of my face every month, but we will have the lovely parents that are of alumni that will be here, answer your questions. Go ahead, ask away, to them, all the questions you might have had. They will appreciate it. I have already let them know that is the intent. So they are ready for it. Okay, so everybody enjoy your weekend, and I hope you have fun wherever you are and that the weather is nice to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay.